What if a single video could make you famous? What if all it required was a dance? But not just any dance, a dance on a place the earth has forgotten. A dance on a grave that was never meant to be found. What if the price for 1 million views was your very own shadow? This is not a story about a trend. This is a warning that echoes from the ancient soil. A tale of a generation so hungry for the spotlight, they would dance with death itself, not knowing that the dead were more than willing to join in. In a bustling university in Nairobi lived a young woman named Zawadi. Zawadi was bright, charismatic, and danced with a fire that could captivate a room. But in the vast, endless ocean of TikTok, she was just another fish. A pretty fish, the talented fish, but a fish nonetheless. Her follower count was stagnant. Her videos got a few hundred likes, if she was lucky. And for Zawadi, that was a special kind of hell. Her desire for fame was a physical ache, a constant hunger in the pit of her soul. Her roommate, Amani, was the voice of reason. Zawadi, it's just an app. Your worth isn't in your followers. But Zawadi would just shake her head, her eyes glued to the screen, to the influencers living the life she desperately wanted. You don't get it, Amani. This is the new world. And I'm stuck in the old one. One night, scrolling through a rabbit hole of obscure challenges, she found it. A video, re-uploaded by an anonymous account, its original creator seemingly vanished. The video was called The Ancestors Groove. The instructions were simple, yet sent a chill down her spine. To unlock the algorithm's true blessing, you must find the resting place of a forgotten guardian. A grave marked by a single black stone swallowed by the forest. You must play this music. A snippet of a hypnotic, drum-heavy track played, and perform the dance of victory upon the soil. Do this at midnight. The world will see you. The ancestors will grant your wish. The comment section was a ghost town. A few comments simply read, "It worked," followed by usernames that no longer existed. Amani saw the video over Zawadi's shoulder. Zawadi, no. That's not just creepy, it's disrespectful. It's dangerous. Leave that stuff alone. But the hook was already in Zawadi's heart. The forgotten guardian. The ancestors. It sounded powerful. Ancient. It was the edge she needed. This was her rhythm of joy. Driven by that desperate hunger, she went to the one person who might know about all things, her grandfather, Babu, who lived in a homestead on the city's outskirts. She showed him the video, asking if he knew of such a place. Babu's face, usually warm and crinkled with laughter, became a mask of granite. Zawadi, he said, his voice trembling with a fear she had never heard before. What you speak of is the grave of the Mlinzi wa Wafu, the guardian of the dead. He was not a man, he was a spirit bound to flesh, tasked with keeping the restless dead from our world. His grave is not a place of blessing. It is a lock. And you do not dance on a lock, child. You will break it. You will unleash what he contains. He grabbed her arm, his grip surprisingly strong. The desire for eyes upon you is a weak reason to damn yourself. This fame it offers is a poison. It is not the world that will see you, it is the things behind the world. They are always watching. And they are always hungry. But Zawadi, her vision clouded by visions of viral fame and verification badges, pulled her arm away. It's just a silly dance, Babu. It's not real. It's for clicks. She left him standing there, a look of profound sorrow on his face. The warning was given. And like so many before her, she chose not to hear it. With Amani reluctantly acting as her camera woman, only because I don't want you going out there alone, she'd said. Zawadi used Babu's fearful description to locate the place. Deep in a neglected patch of woodland, they found it. A single, obsidian black stone jutting from the earth like a rotten tooth. The air was cold and still. No insects chirped. No leaves rustled. It was midnight. Her heart hammered against her ribs, a frantic drum solo of fear and excitement. She set up her phone on a tripod, the light illuminating the grave in a stark, unnatural circle. She pressed play on the hypnotic track. And she began to dance. It was the most electrifying performance of her life. Every move was sharp, powerful, possessed. She felt a surge of energy coursing through her, the dark euphoria. She felt seen. Truly seen. Amani, watching through the phone's screen, gasped. "Zadi, your shadow." But Zawadi, lost in the rhythm, didn't hear her. They packed up and left, the silence of the woods feeling heavier, watchful. The next morning, Zawadi uploaded the video. It went viral instantly. Not thousands, but millions of views. The comments flooded in. The power in this video. You're a star. I felt that in my soul. Brand deals poured in. She was invited to podcasts. This was the initial, miraculous benefit. The algorithm had indeed blessed her. But the consequences began to creep in. First, it was the shadows. Zawadi noticed her shadow no longer perfectly mimicked her. It would lag a half second behind. Or it would gesture when she was still. When she watched her viral video, she saw it. In the final pose, her shadow on the grave did not stand triumphantly. It was crouched, and its head was tilted at an impossible angle, as if it was sniffing the ground. Then Amani, who had been at the grave, fell ill. Not a normal illness. She complained of constant coldness. She said she could hear faint, rhythmic scraping near her window at night. Her own shadow, Zawadi noticed with dawning horror, had started to fade, becoming translucent. The horror escalated. Other TikTokers, seeing Zawadi's success, hunted down the grave and performed the challenge. One boy, Kofi, uploaded his video. It was a sensation. But in his video, his shadow wasn't just lagging. In the background, the shadows of the trees twisted into grasping, skeletal hands. Days later, Kofi was found in his room, catatonic, his eyes wide with terror, scratching the same intricate dance pattern into his wall until his fingers bled. Zawadi's own fame became a curse. Her followers started posting strange edits of her video. They would slow it down, and in the slowed down version, her face was contorted in a silent scream. They would zoom in on her shadow, pointing out a second, smaller shadow that seemed to be holding its hand. They tagged her, writing, "Who is the little boy dancing with you?" The Anis turned to outright horror when Zawadi was filming a follow-up video in her dorm room. As she danced, she saw it in the viewfinder. Behind her, her own shadow was on the wall. And it wasn't alone. It had an arm around the faint, shimmering shadow of Amani, who was sleeping in her bed. And it was leading her in a slow, grotesque waltz. Zawadi screamed and dropped her phone. She rushed to Amani's side. Her friend was burning with fever, her skin icy cold, muttering about the man with the long nails who wanted to teach her the real steps. Zawadi was no longer famous. She was a patient zero. She had broken the lock. And the guardian's charges were getting out. Zawadi knew there was only one thing left to do. She had to go back. She had to undo what she had done. She drove to Babu's homestead, sobbing, telling him everything. The old man looked older than she had ever seen him. "The lock is broken," he whispered. "You cannot simply close it. The Mlinzi is angry. His charges are hungry for the world of the living. You danced on his grave and invited them to the party. To send them back, you must become the lock." He prepared a paste of sacred herbs and ash. "This will only work if your intention is pure. This is not for fame. This is for atonement. You must go back. You must play the same music. But this time, you will not dance the dance of victory. You will dance the dance of submission. The dance of apology. You will offer yourself as the vessel to contain the chaos you have unleashed. It is the only way to save your friend and to stop this plague." Terrified but resolved, Zawadi returned to the Black Stone at midnight. This time, she was alone. Amani was too weak to come. The woods were even quieter, the air thick with a malevolent expectation. She set up her phone, not for fame, but as a witness. She pressed play on the same hypnotic track. But as the music started, the shadows around the clearing detached themselves from the trees. They were no longer two-dimensional. They had weight and form. They were the restless dead, tall, slender, with long, sharp fingers. Their eyes were voids of deeper darkness. And at their center was a massive, powerful shadow, the Mlinzi, the guardian, his form radiating fury. The music twisted. It was no longer a track from her phone, it was coming from the shadows themselves, a symphony of scrapes and moans. Zawadi began the dance of submission Babu had taught her. It was slow, humble, full of prostration. It was the absolute opposite of the dance that had made her famous. The shadow entity swirled around her, hissing. The Mlinzi approached, his long, shadowy fingers reaching for her throat. But as he touched her, Babu's herbal paste on her skin flared with a soft, white light. The Mlinzi recoiled. Zawadi kept dancing, pouring all her regret, her fear, her apology into every movement. "I am sorry," she chanted over and over. "I am the lock. Take me. Spare the others." She felt a tremendous, pulling force. It was not pulling her body, but her spirit, her light, her presence. The viral fame, the adoration, the millions of views, it was all being siphoned out of her, used as fuel for the ritual. She felt herself becoming less. Her own shadow began to weaken, to fade. Lindsay watched, his head tilted, just as her shadow had been in the first video. Then, he gave a slow, deliberate nod. He and the other shadows dissolved, flowing back into the earth around the black stone, sucked into the grave once more. The silence returned. Zawadi collapsed. Zawadi was found at the grave at dawn by Babu. She was alive. But the fire was gone. The charisma, the talent, the light that made her a star, it was all gone. Her viral videos still exist, but they feel empty, hollow, like a shell. She has no memory of the dances. She has no desire to be on camera ever again. Amani recovered, her own shadow restored, though she never speaks of what she saw in her dreams. But the challenge, the ancestors' groove, it's still out there, lurking in the dark corners of the internet, waiting for the next desperate soul to find it. Because the grave is a lock again, but it needs a new key. So the next time you see a challenge that asks you to trespass on the sacred, to dance with the past for a moment of fame, ask yourself, are you prepared to pay the price? Are you ready to become the lesson for the next generation? What do you think? Did Zawadi's sacrifice redeem her, or was her fate a just punishment for her vanity? Let me know in the comments below. Her story is a dark lesson for the digital age, that some trends are ancient traps, and the cost of going viral can be the very spark that makes you who you are. Don't forget to subscribe to Safari of Tales and hit the bell icon so you never miss another journey into the heart of modern darkness. Until next time, mind where you step.